Hi everyone and welcome back. Have you ever wondered why certain everyday sensations, a buzzing light, a strong smell, or even the tag on your shirt can send you into a spiral of discomfort, stress, or even anger? You might dismiss it as being sensitive or overreactive, but for many adults, these intense reactions are a very real neurological experience known as sensory processing disorder, or SPD. While SPD is often discussed in relation to children, it absolutely affects adults. And navigating a world that feels too much can be incredibly isolating. If you're new here, I'm Melanie Lambert, occupational therapist and sensory coach. I empower individuals with tools to regulate their nervous system, reduce anxiety, and feel in control of their sensory world. Today, I'm diving into a crucial question that many adults with sensory challenges ask. How exactly is SPD diagnosed in adulthood? Because getting that answer can be the first step towards a more comfortable, regulated life. So, what exactly is SPD? It's a neurological condition where your brain struggles to effectively receive, process, and interpret sensory information from both your environment and your own body. If you want to know more about different sensory processing patterns in adults and how it manifests, you can check out this video and I'll link it as well in the description. One of the biggest hurdles in diagnosing SPD in adults is that it's not officially recognized as a distinct standalone diagnosis in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, otherwise known as the DSM-5, or the International Classification of Diseases, known as the ICD-11. Instead, it's often identified as a symptom or feature of other conditions, such as autism spectrum disorder or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, where it's very common. This lack of distinct diagnosis means adults with SPD have spent years developing their own coping strategies without understanding why they struggle, often leading to feelings of being not normal or misunderstood. For many, simply putting a name to their experiences and understanding what they're going through is incredibly validating and a huge relief. While a formal singular SPD diagnosis can be complex, there are qualified professionals who can assess your sensory profile and provide valuable support. The primary professional to turn to is an occupational therapist, especially one experienced in sensory integration techniques. OTs are experts in how sensory processing affects daily life and can help you understand your unique sensory profile. They can then help develop strategies and advocate for accommodations in your home and workplace. So, what does an assessment look like? It's generally a comprehensive process aimed at understanding your individual sensory preferences. You might start with self-assessment tests or questionnaires, like the Adolescent Adult Sensory Profile, or the Adult Sensory Questionnaire, or the Sensory Processing Measure. While these are not diagnostic tools on their own, they are helpful for screening and indicating if further professional evaluation is needed. These questionnaires explore how you respond to sensory events across taste, smell, touch, movement, sound, visual input, proprioception, which is your awareness of your body and space, and interoception, which is your awareness of your internal body signals. If you'd like to know more about these sensory systems, I'll link some videos in the description below. An occupational therapist or other professionals will likely conduct a semi-structured interview. This aims to gather in-depth information about your perceptions and responses to various sensory stimuli, as well as current coping mechanisms. This interview process is also an important educational step, helping gain insight into your sensory profile. Therapists will also observe your reactions and behaviors in different sensory situations to gain a clearer picture of your processing patterns. Since SPD often coexists with other mental health conditions, professionals will also conduct assessments to rule out other diagnoses, such as autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, anxiety, or OCD. The goal of this comprehensive assessment is to create a detailed sensory profile that highlights your strengths and challenges. The journey to understanding your sensory processing can be life-changing. Receiving a professional assessment, even without a formal DSM 5 diagnosis for SPD, can provide immense validation for your lived experiences. It gives a name to what you've been struggling with, helping you realize you're not alone and that your experiences are real and shared by many others. This understanding then opens the door to tailored strategies and therapies that can significantly improve your quality of life. Whether it's through occupational therapy, incorporating sensory integration therapy techniques, or lifestyle adjustments like creating sensory friendly environments and utilizing coping tools, you can learn to manage your symptoms effectively and minimize their impact on your relationships, work, and overall well being. If anything in this video resonated with you and you suspect you may have SPD, please don't wait to reach out for professional support. Understanding your sensory world is an act of self-compassion that can truly empower you to live a more comfortable and fulfilling life. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more insights, and share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Your journey can inspire and help others. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're not alone in this journey. Also, if you would like a free checklist to identify the signs of sensory overload you may experience, you can click on the link in the description. This is a simple, practical tool to help you recognize the signs and patterns that show you're nearing your sensory limit.